sorry, but hello parents and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Stacy Erickson and I'm the co-founder along with Monica Irvin of Fundamentals for Kids. And this is a monthly manners subscription box that allows children to focus on mastering one manners skill or life skill per month. So today we're talking about kids not listening to us. But more importantly, we're talking about how to fix that. So first off, parents, especially young parents, I want you to know something. You can be your child's teacher. You can impart information and have it stick. And you can do it without a struggle. I know you may not believe me right now because you try and tell your kids things and they just ignore you, but this is, I promise you, this is true. So let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like that teacher in a Charlie Brown cartoon who's talking in the background, wah, 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 and meanwhile your kids are completely oblivious? They're not listening to you, and it gets so frustrating. Well, guess what? There's an easy fix for this. There is, and I'm going to give it to you right off the bat. The number one easiest way to get children to listen is to stop telling them things. Nope, this is not a joke. Hear me out. Okay, so think about it. It's not really so much about getting our kids to listen to us. It's about getting them to understand a concept that we think is important for them to know. And often telling is not the most effective method. Want to know what is? Asking questions. All right. Have you ever experienced someone telling you something very basic as if you didn't already know it? I mean, you can feel a bit condescending, even if the person didn't mean it to be, right? You might think, well, why did they assume I didn't know that? Did they think I'm so stupid I couldn't figure it out? Or, gee, they could have asked. Immediately, what they have to say. Parents, when we continually tell our children basic things like say hi, share your toys, wash your hands, etc., we're robbing them of the pride and satisfaction that they get by showing us that they know how to do this on their own, or they even know to do it on their own. And as a result, they're likely to start tuning us out anytime we try and tell them something. So, with that being the case, if this is something that you struggle with, I have a suggestion. Why don't you try the next time you want your child to know something? Ask them a question about it. Now, you have to do this casually, not in a challenging tone. But if you ask them a question about a topic that you want them to know about, they're going to light up like a Christmas tree. And if they know the answer, they're going to tell you, right? So if they don't know the answer, they're still going to think, hey, you thought I was smart enough to even ask that question. And they're going to want to hear the answer. This builds self-esteem and, most importantly, better cooperation. All right, let me give you a couple examples of what I'm talking about. So say a parent says, hey, isn't that Jack from school? What do you think we should do? And the child says, say hi. And the parent says, good idea. See, that's different than if you said, hey, Hugh, there's Jack. You should say hi. Okay, let me give you another example. Parent, we're getting ready to sit down and eat. What do you need to do? The child responds, wash my hands. Parent, a memory like an elephant you have. See, again, that's different than if you said, we're getting ready to eat. You should go wash your hands. It may seem subtle to you, but to children who feel like they're always being told what to do, this is a really refreshing change, and trust me, they notice it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, what do you do if they don't give the right answer? If they just say, I don't know? Well, in that case, of course, you can give them a prompt. So in the situation of saying hi, you could just follow up with, well, do you think Jack would like it if you said hi? Or in the case of washing hands, you could say, well, it's an activity that involves soap and water. And you'll see a little light bulb go on as they figure out, oh, yeah, I know what I need to do. So if, like many of us, one of the things your children do not listen to you about are manners, you can use the same method. So I want you to think about the following telling statements. Sit down in your chair, say please, share your toys, brush your teeth, wah, 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 wah. What are the responses that we're likely to get when we use those telling statements? Well, they could ignore you, right? They probably ignore you. I know I got ignored. You might get please, but it comes a little begrudgingly. You might get, I know, or I'm tired. Okay, so now consider the following questions in place of the telling statements. So mom says something like, hey, Chloe, why does mommy want you to sit down in your chair? What do you think the response is going to be now? Child responds, so I don't fall and hurt myself? Mom says, that's right. I love you and I don't want you to hurt yourself. Okay, so mom says something like, well, what's the magic word? Child says, please. Mom says, oh, makes me smile to hear you say that. Another one, mom, I wonder if the tooth fairy leaves money for teeth that have cavities. Child, I better brush my teeth. Mom says, you're so responsible. Now you'll notice I'm adding in a compliment after the child answers the question. This is just good old-fashioned positive reinforcement. But to be really effective at this, you do need to be careful that when you ask that question, that there is no trace of judgment in your voice, because if it's there, they will pick up on that like that, and it's just the same as counting. So by asking our children a question, this is what we're doing. We're allowing them to come up with the answer on their own. And this is so much more satisfying than being told something, right? I mean, think about the last time you were in a classroom and the teacher asked a question and you knew the answer. I'll bet your arm shot right up. It's just human nature. You want to be able to answer the question before someone else. And it feels good. So even as, adults, we still feel that way. All right, so this method of asking a question makes our children feel proud of themselves and they feel empowered. Where, the telling method, it makes them feel a little bit incapable. Yeah, so which method do you think is going to be more effective? Also by complimenting children on their smarts, not only does that make them feel good, but they're going to feel good about their relationship with you. You might be a little bit worried that you're not going to be able to come up with questions in the heat of the moment to replace those telling statements. But you know what? It's really not that hard. Just with a little bit of practice, you can do it. I wouldn't wait, until an issue comes up to try it. But, just incorporate questions into your everyday activities. You can point out when you see examples of things that you want your children to learn. You know, like if you're at the grocery store or something and you see a child climbing on a cart, and you say to your child, does that look safe to you? See, I mean, if you just say that's not safe, it might stick, but you know, you're relying on your child to remember that you said that. But what you want is for him is you want to get him to remember that it's not safe. So you need him to be more engaged in the information and have him come to the conclusion on his own. And boy, when he does, that's gold. When we're constantly, when we're constantly telling children things, their minds are not engaged. It's like, yoo-hoo, hello, anybody home? But when we ask them a question, they have to think about the situation and the possible outcomes. Now they're more likely to remember the conversation. Now listen, of course, as your child ages, your questions are going to become more sophisticated. But your children are going to be already primed to receive information this way, and they're going to assume that you believe that they are capable and smart, which they are. So listen, you can be your child's teacher. You can impart important information and have it stick. This is totally doable. All right, because of the holidays and everything, I know everybody's so busy and then I'm late getting this out. I promised to keep it short this week, and I hope that I did. I was going for 10 minutes. Listen, if you have questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to us. You can comment in the comment section, or you can email me. My email is Stacy with an I, STACI, at fundamentals4kids.com. And I would love to hear from you. So next week, Monica will be here talking about how we can commit to things that are important to us and have better follow through. So I hope you'll join us then. Thanks for being here today. I'm sorry that I was so late. If you didn't catch this first time around, you'll catch it on the replay. All right, take care. Have a great week. Great weekend. Bye.